Okay, afternoon, everyone. My clock says 2 p.m. It's time to start the webinar. And we are happy that you guys have taken the time out to come and listen to our webinar today. And we're really excited about today's webinar. It was kind of a quick last minute, but we have a lot of great information that we want to get out to you guys before everything starts with the summer vacations and days off. So today's webinar starts with prevention to recovery. And really, that title is due to, nothing working, due to what we have in store for you guys today. And really, that's looking at what you guys already have in place. If you're in K-12 and you have that K-12 e-learning, we're going to talk about a new product that we have out there for you already. Those of existing customers, we wanted you guys to have kind of a sneak peek. And we're going to talk about an exciting account called SafePlans that we just acquired at Alice, and really looking forward to that. And we have a guest speaker today with us, the founder of SafePlans, Brad Spicer, who will be talking to us here a little shortly. So what do you have already for you? The big question, I know you guys are all sitting in your seats figuring out, what is he talking about? Well, our student curriculum has been released, and this student curriculum is released for all ages. It's daycare, preschool lesson plans. It's K through 3 lesson plans. It's 4th grade through 6th grade lesson plans, and 7th through 12. Now, we've been working on these and developing these for a while. We piloted them. We took them back in after the pilot and restructured some of the feedback that we received, and we're really excited about getting these out. This is just going to be the first of hopefully many lesson plans that we provide to all of you in our K-12 arena. Now, these lesson plans are already in your portal. The big announcement, our big kickoff's not going to be till July 1st, but again, we want to make sure that you guys have opportunity to see it as our existing customers. So you guys got kind of that sneak peek area. Our daycare and pre-K lesson plan is running off of our coloring book, Safety for You and Me, and it talks about what we can do with the kids and the adults. Our K-3 lesson plans looking at utilizing the book, I'm Not Scared, I'm Prepared, because I know all about Alice. And the lessons are wrapped around those. And then our 4th through 6th and 7th through 12th rely on a video-based lesson plan. So you have the lesson plan along with the video, and really looking at the strategies of stop and do's, to where if we remember back with our old series of CPR where you would watch the video, watch somebody demonstrate it, and then you go and demonstrate it. That's pretty much what we have those described as. So all those are in there. Take that time, go into your portal. If you have K-12 e-learning, under your resources, K-12, you will see our student curriculum. And also, as we talked about last week, our last webinar, which was actually a couple weeks ago, and our curriculum for students and persons with disabilities. So we're excited about this. It's in there for you. You already have it. And take the summer to look at it. And we'll talk more in depth about these in later months as webinars, as we get closer to the school year. Now the excitement. Alice has acquired the SafePlans group, and we are excited to bring both of these together and have them part of our team. And we have the Alice SafePlan group with us today, Brad Spicer, and he's going to talk about to a lot of you on what SafePlans is bringing to Alice and what they can have and what they do and how it's really going to enhance what we can provide to our communities and provide to our students, our faculty, our staff, and really enhance the safety of everybody within our community. And the founder, Brad, I believe he's on the line. Brad,
Yep.
You there? All right.
I'm here, Chad.
Excellent. Well, Brad, we're so glad you're here. And I'm going to give control over to Brad. I'm going to let Brad kind of go through what SafePlans can do for us here involved with the Alice program. All right, Brad, it is all yours.
Great, thanks. Excited to be online, and certainly excited about being a part of the Alice family. So, SafePlans, we've been working in the K-12 environment for, about 19 years now. We've literally worked with districts from Oakland to Philadelphia. large and small, and we have just been thrilled to join Alice. And I'll tell you, the new education curriculum looks great for all the different schools. Now, I am not able to advance, so if you'll go ahead, if you can do that, or see the slides go over.
Sure.
But here we go. So anyway, one of the ways that we explain kind of what we do at SafePlans is if we think of an emergency and place that as an X on a timeline. Everything after X is our response, and everything before X is our opportunity to prepare and possibly prevent or at least mitigate. And with Alice, the folks that are on, for the active shooter component, you've been very proactive, and you own X and you own after X, and the steps you've taken with your drills and your training have helped improve your response. With SafePlans, we take an all hazards approach, so we can build upon everything that you've already done with Alice, and you can go ahead and advance if you want. So when we look at, with SafePlans, we've got a software platform that can help you manage different preparedness elements. So we have full emergency plans in the system. We can use your current emergency plans. And what that software does is serve as a force multiplier and make that planning process a little easier. Think TurboTax for emergency plans. So it allows your principals to update their plans, push them out. You can access it online, print, mobile app. So all that information is still available. And we've got planning framework, but we can also use your own. So what we want to do is start with that foundation of the emergency plan. And an element of that emergency planning is always your drills. We've got a full new drill platform that really accelerates the drill management process. So the setup's very simple, and once it's set up, the district creates their drill program for that school year, and they add in whatever that means for the school. So if that's one fire drill a month, one lockdown drill a quarter, or one a month, whatever it is, they set that up, and then they send that out to the schools, and then the school administrators, going online or through their mobile app, is able to schedule and report their drills. So the district sets it up. It takes about maybe 1 to 2 minutes per drill to set up, and then that automatically goes out to all the schools, and it's tracked throughout. So the district's able to see on their status board any drill that's been unscheduled, so the school didn't get around to schedule it, one that's scheduled but it hasn't occurred yet, one that's been completed, so we've got full compliance there, or one that's overdue. And we can also get a little bit before X on our drills and realize that if drills are coming up and they haven't been scheduled or completed, you can ping those school administrators to remind them of that. So that way we can really track all the drills very simply, and then this will all align with all the great training that you've already done with Alice to make sure that you're certainly in the active threat, active shooter world doing your drills properly. So next slide. So another area we have to improve response time. So with Alice, you've taken great strides to make sure that your school's response is as effective as it can be to mitigate the threat. So with site mapping, what we can do is help public safety agencies respond even faster. So site mapping is where, think Google Earth, but on steroids. We find out everything that we need to know about your school campus and provide that through a secure portal to local public safety agencies. So those local public safety agencies are able to log on and search through what we call intelligent floor plans. So if a call comes in and identifies a certain classroom or location in the school, they can search for that and see exactly where it is. They can bring up digital imagery of the school, 360-degree views. We can link in live camera feeds. We can access and link class rosters, persons with special needs. All those things are available in seconds to local public safety to help them get into the school, locate the threat, and manage it. And for even incidents like fire or fire prevention, we can catalog your fire extinguishers so we know where they're at, when they're due for renewal. All those types of things are available. So site mapping just really is designed to help public safety respond. And a new feature that we're adding to that can also help with the educational aspects of school. We can look at behavioral incidents and create a heat map in site mapping so that as incidents occur in a school, bullying, fights, any type of behavior that needs to be reported, we can show where they're occurring on the school campus. So that way the school administrators and the district leadership can take this and really be able to be proactive and identify from not just where they occur and not just what occurs and at what frequency, but where they occur on the school grounds. So site mapping is a great add-on to that. And next slide, please. We also have an anonymous reporting tool. And our anonymous reporting tool, we know there's a lot of different options out there. What we really work to do is to integrate this and provide full transparency. So we don't treat all incidents that can be reported equally. And it's not that they all aren't important. So if we look at bullying, that's something critically important. And if a report comes in through our anonymous platform, that's typically going to go to a school. And that school team will be alerted. They will receive a push notification through the mobile app, a text, and then also an email to let them know of the report. But then if a report comes in, say, for a threat of violence or a threat of suicide, that can still go to the school if that's where the report's directed, but it will also automatically alert other people that are part of the district's behavioral threat assessment team. Anytime a change is made to the case that's been reported, everyone on that team gets alerted. So that way, if something were to happen, and let's say I get the alert and I look at it and I tell the other team members, hey, I'm going to look at this on Monday. I'm really busy this week. The other team members have to see that report. When I acknowledge that report, I have to give a why. The other team members are able to say, well, you might be busy, but someone's going to look at this right now. And if everyone on the team ignores the threat, the system will just continue to send alerts to everyone. So someone has to go in to stop the alerts. When they stop the alert, they have to give justification as to why and give a timeline. And then we have a full dashboard or a fusion center where we can do a full assessment on the report. So we can share information, share notes, attach documents. So we've got total transparency among that team, and that's in a secure platform to manage the report. All reports can be made through any internet-capable device. So it's mobile accessible, it's mobile optimized. It can do it through a phone, a tablet, a computer. Anything that can access the internet can file the report, and it automatically knows when they go to that page that it's associated with that school or that district. So anonymous reporting, our goal is to really help get before X and manage that. And it's a great way to ensure that when a report is made, one person alone cannot make the determination that it's not substantive or not credible. So we've got full transparency on that. Next slide, please. Emergency alerts is another element of the software to where we can send out, think of it as a virtual panic button. It's tied in, so we can do it. And similar to the Safe reports, we can send out reports simultaneously to different parties. So if something happens in a middle school, the middle school people get alerted of what's happening there. But at the same time, we can locate not just district leadership, but your local public safety. So one alert sent from the middle school is going to notify everybody in the middle school of the situation. And then it's going to notify our secondary recipients at the same time, hey, this report has been made by this person at this time at the middle school, and then any subsequent information that's sent out there also notified. So that way we're streamlining the reporting process, so it can be certainly for an active threat or an active shooter type situation. The district can use it to send out emergency alerts to a certain location, or district-wide for things like severe weather or a heightened security or safety concern. So full reporting capabilities within the district. That goes out through push, text notification, and also email. So we've got full emergency alerts that tie right in, and it also links to the relevant area of your emergency plan. So when we set up the emergency alert for such as an active shooter, when you're setting that up, you're going to link it to the district's emergency plan. So whether it's using our recommended language for emergency plan or the plans you already have in place, it's going to link to that page. When that alert goes out, the recipient's not going to receive notification, but they're going to receive recommended action steps of what to do. So just helps people recall what they're supposed to do that they've been practicing in their drills. Next slide. So I think this, and I know that they have, we might have a poll, and I know Chad was, we were looking to talk about some various things, what to do, and certainly have time for questions if you'd like to go into more detail or have questions about your current process. But I know some things that we're looking at. We want to do more regular webinars, and certainly these webinars, what we're looking at is to be more training based. Certainly appreciate you attending. We realize this is, I'm excited to be part of the Alice family, and Alice is excited about these new offerings, so we wanted to share. But our future trainings, we really want to make sure that we dive in a little deeper in the weeds and make sure that you're leaving with some great training benefits. So some options are talking about emergency plans, which is a broad topic in schools. Certainly want to look at state compliance. Your district needs district-level emergency operations plans that address how they're going to support the school. The school needs emergency plans of how they're going to help the teachers and help the students. And we can even get down to a classroom quick reference guide. So we can support all levels of emergency plans. We've done a lot of work here in Florida, where we're based in the Tampa area and in the Houston area where they've experienced the hurricanes. So we've looked at business continuity and recovery operations. Certainly, family reunification is a critical element of the emergency plans and training, and we've got some great resources on that we'll certainly be looking at how we integrate with Alice's e-learning courses. So we've got family reunification e-learning courses. We've got great guides and plans for that all tie into the plans. We've got some guidelines on drills that, on how to not just schedule and report them, but what that means as far as how we implement effective drills that are, testing the plan in a realistic way. But the goal of, emergency drills in school is not realism. We just want to test the plan enough to make sure that the training has worked, but not do it in a way that's going to create anxiety or stress for the students or the staff. We can dive into site mapping, show how that works with the 360 imageries. Another thing that some districts that have used us have shown that what they've been using the 360 images of their classrooms for. So we've gone in and created 360-degree images of every classroom, and now they're working with their local public safety to identify the safest place inside that classroom. So if a lockdown is the best option, if something were to happen, they can use that 360 image to reinforce to that teacher or that substitute teacher, hey, this is the best place in the classroom once, the door's secured, barricaded, and everything else happens. So we can look at those classrooms, or we can look at them and just say, hey, you know what, this classroom, because of the door, because of interior windows, whatever the situation is, this classroom really just isn't suitable for a lockdown. So your best option is probably to evacuate and get to a different location. We've got another feature of a status board that really helps you with compliance, and that's part of the software. So it's data driven. So at a glance, the district can see if every school's emergency plan is current, if their drills are scheduled and up to date, if they've shared their floor plans through site mapping with local public safety, what e-learning courses they've taken, if the staff are trained, if a safety audit or security assessment's been completed, which is another feature in the software. Alice has got a great team that can go out and do full risk assessments of your facilities, and that's awesome. We also have the ability to track that in ERIP, and then we can also help you do safety audits, which is a lesser assessment, and some states require that. So a lot of different terms out there that we can help you navigate through, but think of the security risk assessment where you've got a trained professional going through your school and really analyzing every element, safety and security. The safety audit is probably more the compliance check to make sure there's not obvious dangers. Both are important, and we've got the software that can help you put those in place and the experts that can help you do it. If you'd like to learn more about anonymous reporting, certainly let us know. That's a critical area. And it's not that we want to ignore attributed reporting. So if your school and your district has done great things to build the school climate to where students feel comfortable in an open way and in an attributed way and share their concerns, that is ideal. However, if students don't feel comfortable reporting in an open sense, that anonymous reporting can still make sure we get valuable information. That all ties into some programs we've developed that help make schools safer, where SAFER is an acronym for share, and then share ways that people can report their concerns, from telling a teacher, using an anonymous app. Then awareness is the A. We maintain awareness for changes in behavior and possible warning signs. The F is foster. We foster relationships to build a better school climate. When there is a concern, we engage that person and we engage our stakeholders. So we're not going to just ignore concerns. And then the R is repeat, because it's an ongoing process. So, that ties into some programs we've developed for threat assessment or a violence prevention program, where anonymous reporting is an element of that. So we can really get before acts on these things and identify behavior that might be dangerous and intervene before that student or that child that needs help takes the drastic measures to where people's lives are at risk. Mass communications and emergency alerts, we can talk about those things. There's other features in the system like tasks, how we send those out. Hey, we need these teachers to take this course, or we need these principals to update these emergency plans or schedule these drills. The software can do all that. And then the emergency alerts is a little more focused than the mass messaging. So mass communications would probably go to your parents and your entire school community, which is very important. The emergency alerts just deal with the people that are experiencing or likely to be experiencing the emergency. So if there's certain things that you're interested in, we'd love to talk to you about that and figure out ways that we can help you make your schools even safer. So next slide.
Excellent, Brad. Well, that's our conclusion. And now you guys all see why we were so excited about having this. I mean, there's a lot of awesome stuff coming out this summer. And again, just to recap, we had already in your portal, in your K-12 portal, you have those student resources and that student curriculum that you can start looking at and seeing how you're going to utilize that. And we'll be back later this summer to dive deeper into there. And Brad did a phenomenal job explaining those products and services that we're adding to the family, and being able to support those emergency drills, that tactical site mapping, and I've seen those are cool. It's really neat to see those 360-degree classrooms. Looking at those emergency alerts, and you saw those other programs and services that's going to be available coming later this summer. So we are excited about this. So this is kind of the time we wanted to take, about a half hour or so, with just information, say, you know, look at what's coming that you can really grab and take forward over the summer months. And we're excited that we're going to be able to offer all this to you guys. So with that saying, I'd like to open it up for questions for either Brad or myself, and don't want to keep a lot of people, because I know you guys are really busy, and again, getting ready to slow down, swing back into what you need to do over those summer months, getting prepared for those summer areas. But again, these are going to be coming in summer. This is so new that we're still figuring out how we're all going to play together, and but really look forward to those. And we have a question.
We do. A lot of you are asking if you're going to get this recording and the slides, and I want to let you know that we will be sending out the recording tomorrow, if all goes well, right? Technology. So watch out in your email for a link to access the recording.
All right. And Brad, do you want to say anything in closing?
No, sure. Appreciate everyone's time. We know you're very busy, and you know, as the school year winds down, you're getting ready to kick back into gear and get ready for the next. And if you're interested in learning more about the software, please just contact Alice, and we're happy to set up a demo and go into more detail.
Okay, we got another question though coming in. Yes.
Somebody's raising their hand, but I'm going to let you guys talk, because I don't see it through the chat.
Okay. If you have a question, you ever raise your hand, just type it in the chat for us.
Somebody's asking a question about the K-3 level student curriculum. Is that in conjunction with the I'm Not Scared book set?
Yes, the K-3 lessons are in coordination with the I'm Not Scared, I'm Prepared book and the workbook. So a lot of the lessons, or a lot of the material, a lot of the projects comes out of the workbook. So you have, if you already have, you're already ahead of the curve and be able to utilize the lessons very easily. All right, I think that's it then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again very much for coming and joining us today. Oh, wait a minute, maybe not.
Sorry, now they're coming in. I know.
Oh, now.
See? It only takes one. So we do, does anonymous, oh sorry, now they're coming and flying in. Does anonymous reporting allow for two-way communication? Should more information be needed to follow up? Obviously that's you, Brad.
Brad?
Sure. Yeah, so it depends on how we're setting that up with the district. So a lot of times with the truly anonymous reporting, unless it's staffed 24/7, then we typically do not recommend the district saying that they're going to provide two-way communication. So, and the theory behind that is, let's say that someone is making an anonymous report because they're having suicidal ideations, and it's been presented to them that they can have a communication with someone, and no one answers. Obviously, that's not the goal of the system. So what we want to do is, if someone needs that type of help, we want to put those resources on the landing pages to where they can notify a student violence hotline or anything else. So what research has shown, if someone's making an anonymous report of a concern, they're probably not willing to share additional information, which is why they're doing it anonymously. If they need help, which is critically important, we want to make sure we direct them either to a national hotline or something the district has in place. So that's a great question. It shows you put a lot of thought into those, and so I think those are important things to consider. And it's important to frame that to your student body, whatever system you're using for anonymous reporting or attributed reporting, to make sure they understand that we don't try to present something that it's not. That if someone needs help or needs to talk to someone, that's probably not an anonymous reporting tool. There's systems out there for that, and we want to make sure they work together, they don't compete against each other. So that's a great question. And then I saw another one that, how does the emergency alert connect to law enforcement? Is it through dispatch? Is it compatible with all formats? So another great question. So yes, we don't limit the number of users for public safety that you add to the software. So we can set it up to where your local dispatch is one of the alertees. and there can certainly be more than one. So we can send that to all types of different formats to make sure that that information is provided in the emergency alert. And what's critically important in any system you're going to use is that practice. Then we have a button that allows you to use this during drills, to where we practice using these anonymous reports or anonymous emergency alert tools during the drills. We don't just assume it's going to work, because people will forget about it, and then we don't want to assume public safety is monitoring it. So anytime one of the clients is doing a drill, we want to make sure they use the drill feature of the emergency alerts, and that local public safety validates that they did do that. So that's a great question, and make sure that stuff's tested. You know, we don't want to just assume that it's going to work. So tie that to your drills when you do it.
Right. We have another question about being a small school. She's a small school with 12 staff and 65 students. She's curious about if the program was fit for them too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got systems. If you have emergency plans in place, great, and I'm sure you do. And if you think if they work for you, then they work. There's no magic emergency plan button. If your emergency plans might be a little light, then we've got a framework that we think would meet. We can help you make sure it achieves and exceeds state requirements for your compliance. And it'll allow you to push the emergency plan out. It'll allow you to communicate with your parents that you've got a great plan in place. And it can help you with an all hazards approach. And then, you know, certainly we can work with you to make sure that if you need a risk assessment or a security assessment, Alice can certainly provide that. And if you just want the software to use for your school, we're happy to do that too. So just as Alice meets your needs, the software can do that as well. Just think of it as Alice for more of an all hazards thing. So I don't know where you're at in the country, but if it's earthquake, tornadoes, hurricanes, wildfires, all those types of things, the software can help you be prepared for those.
Perfect. I don't see any more questions coming in.
Yeah, I think we got them
Yeah,
all.
I think we got them.
Excellent. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for the webinar today. We will be sending this recording out tomorrow by email. Thank you, Brad, and thank you, Chad, for your time as well.
All right, perfect. I hope everybody has a good weekend.
Goodbye.